time for family movie night, and this week we are getting ready for the upcoming animated film Despicable Me 3, and so I'm going to talk about Despicable Me. Now, following my channel, you know that I'm not a big fan of Despicable Me as a franchise. I don't know, for whatever reason, it just doesn't make me laugh. I'm just not that into the animation. It just don't really like it. But I think that this first one is worthy of a recommendation as far as family movie night, because I don't hate it. It's fine, but I certainly don't like it as much as other people do, and I really don't like the sequels, especially Minions. So we'll see if Despicable Me 3 can bring something new, fresh, fun to this franchise, or whether I just won't be that into it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But in this first film, it's a pretty fun story. I mean, I like Megamind better. I think it kind of does the same story better, but it's sort of this idea of this ultimate villain, which is fun because we haven't been getting very many villains in movies anymore. It's always like the tortured villain or the villain reveal, and so you get him at the last minute. And so in a way, it's kind of fun. This sort of, even though he does get redeemed, I like kind of that he's a villain. I like that in both Megamind and this. And his name's Gru, and he has all of these minions that he has created, of course, and Minions just became this huge phenomenon, especially by the time the Minions movie came out. They were just everywhere. I mean, it's overwhelming. The other day I read an article that they had Minions chicken nuggets, and there's Minions on every item of clothing and backpacks, and you know, I love Frozen, and Frozen's everywhere too, but I don't know, like, at least with Frozen there's like multiple characters, whereas this is just minions, and that are everywhere. I know there are other characters in the movies, but as far as merchandising stuff, it's just minions, and their little banana strange gibberish language that they have. And so there's sort of, one of the things I really don't like about this franchise is sort of the inappropriate humor. There's a very like wink kind of sensibility to it. You can definitely tell there's sort of it's sort of DreamWorks light in these films. You know, Illumination, that's kind of their thing now. They're combined with DreamWorks, and so there's not as much difference, but I definitely think they were trying to be the next Shrek, to be the next, kind of DreamWorks franchise, and they pretty much succeeded. I mean, Illumination has just like been amazing at making money and attracting those kids, and kids love the Minions, so more power to them. They think they're great, and so, in this one they don't have tons to do, and so they're more tolerable than in certainly the Minions movie, but I don't know, they're just not my favorite characters. So Gru is one of the highlights of this film. He's a very fun character. I like Steve Carell as the vocals. I think he definitely puts a lot of energy into his performance. And he is this super villain who has this plan to steal the moon, which is definitely very over the top and very silly. And there's this whole like shrink gun Ray thing, and that this other villain voiced by Steve Buscemi, that he named Vector, who wants to go and shrink the moon, so therefore he can steal it. And so there's sort of this back and forth, and he realizes that these girls that are basically out Girl Scout cookie selling for this orphanage that they live in, that Vector will allow them into his house, and so he decides that could be his way into the house, so they can steal the gun, and that he can then steal the moon. These girls are Margot, Edith, and Agnes. And they are actually maybe my favorite part of the Despicable Me franchise. And a lot of people think they're really annoying. I don't care. I think they're really cute. And I certainly think they're way cuter than the Minions. And I like their innocence, personalities. I like the way that they're designed. I like the fact that they immediately bring heart into the story, because you can really see why Gru gets attached to them and grows to love them. And that's nice to see, because he's like this villain, but he starts to care for them more and more and more. And they're not too... and they're just sort of being regular girls, which I like. They don't have like superpowers or anything. They're just like cute little girls, and they sort of start to sort of slowly change him, which I like. And they start taking dance classes, and it's kind of really a cliche of him promising that he'll be at the dance recital, and is he going to show up, or is he going to be a bad dad? And I just think that happens so much in the movies, where it's like whether it's like something like Hook or whatever, that the evil businessman dad has the meeting and during the recital or the game or the whatever, during this thing, and it's like just once I think it would be good to have in a movie to have the dad say, you know what, I think that they can handle me not being there and we'll work it out. But no, he's like a terrible father if he doesn't make the recital and whatever. But I'm a big adoption advocate, and so I actually do really like that there's that message in this series. Maybe that's why I respond so well to the girls. I like seeing their relationship grow between Gru and the girls. And I do think the funniest scene in this movie, by far, in my opinion, is when Gru reads this book, The Three Little Kittens, to the girls. I think that is very, very funny.
3 little kittens started to bawl. Mommy were not tired at all. Their mother smiled and said with a purr, "Fine, but at least you should brush your fur."
Now you brush the fur.
This is literature? A 2-year-old could have written this. All right.
Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Despicable Me. It's fine. Kids will like it. You'll enjoy watching it as a family. It has some good jokes. It has some good performances. The girls are really cute. Kids like the Minions, so why not watch it for family movie night? It's just not a particular favorite of mine, and I have grown very weary of the franchise, and particularly the Minions. And but hopefully, watch it, get ready for Despicable Me 3, and hopefully it will be a good film. I always want movies to be good, so let me know what you think about this series, which one is your favorite, what characters are your favorite from the series, and thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later.